Good morning. Welcome back to my summer car. So, it's a new week. 6 a.m. And it's time to start working on the Satsuma. Let's see. Guess we can start with yeah, let's get the radiator hoses out first. Just gonna undo them all while I have the screwdriver in my hand. Alright. And then oh, looks like one of my header bolts starting to undo itself. That's okay, I guess. They're all coming out now anyway. And then I've got some 5mm down there. I think there are 5. The ones that connect the transmission to the gearbox. Here they are. And then 9mm for drive shafts. And this time I remember that the bolts for the engine mounts are actually 11mm, not 10. So getting it mounted up should not be as big of a problem. Now the engine is also, or rather the transmission I should say, connected by those, I think they are 7mm. These nuts here. There's one for the clutch. Here it is. And now the clutch fluid is seeping out. That's okay. I think there's a 5mm. Yeah, there we go. And then disconnect the starter. From its wiring. Go back to using these because they are nicer. Was that not an 8mm? It's a 7. Okay, engine hoist. I'm not taking the exhaust out, not the exhaust pipe at any rate, so I don't need to have the car over that trench. Let me open up a can of Monster. The white Monster is out of stock again, of course. Like the local store is almost worse than Temo. Okay, I heard the clink sound. Now, 10mm are for connecting the engine hoist to the engine. It unclicked itself. There we go. Okay, engine is now connected to the hoist, so I can get the 11mm for the engine mounts. There we go. Something was connected. Probably not important. Oh yeah, the wiring for the distributor. It don't matter. Let's get this one down on the ground. Actually, before I do anything, let's remove the oil. $13mm. There we go. Oil filter out. And yeah. Let me just go see if I have all my phone bills paid. Get some coffee for my stress and fatigue. Because if I'm working around the house, then I am available for, you know, people calling for poop jobs or firewood and stuff like that. It's nice to have the phone working. Electric company. I can pee while I run. There we go. Okay, get my toolkit. The good one. And now there's a screwdriver for the distributor. Put it there. Spark plug socket. Let's see, how are my spark plugs looking? Ah, they're in decent shape. Spark plugs are in decent shape. Alright. Racing carburetors, put them over here. Let's get the alternator off. Alternator belt. I have some spares, I know that. So they can... Didn't I remove all the bolts for... Oh, I did not remove all the bolts for the steel headers. That's that was what was like keeping the engine hanging in the engine bay. Now, do I need a 9 for that? Or is it just mostly 7s from here on in? Yeah. No. It's not 7. It's a 10. This bolt was coming loose. Alternator, gonna keep it, I think. Valve cover. Would be cool if you could paint the GT valve cover. Rocker cover as it is called, but it is a valve cover. And now I'm actually taking the rocker shaft off, because I'm gonna replace it too. Is the cylinder head a replaceable part? I don't remember. But I need it off. Basically, I can only buy new parts if the original part is no longer bolted to anything. And because I am replacing the crankshaft and the pistons and everything like that, I've got to take all that stuff off. Okay, so pistons are gray. Head gasket, that's like a wear item, so that's being replaced. I wonder what my clutch disc looks like. If there's any like visible wear on it. These 6mm. Yeah. Is that a replaceable part? I don't know. Water pump. I know this was a used part that I got from the used parts dealer after my first or second rally. So it's being replaced. That's a 14mm, I think. $15, $13, $12, $11. That's not a replaceable part. Timing cover. Are these 6mm bolts? Yes. That's not a replaceable part, I think. Timing chain probably is. Eight, 9, 10. Camshaft gear, not a replaceable part. fuel pump is a replaceable part. Not expensive, just gonna get a new one. Starter, it's working fine. I can keep it. Gearbox, replaceable. And those were 6mm bolts, I think. Now we're getting to the clutch. Clutch disc. Looking kind of burnt, maybe. I think it was like more shiny when it was new. Don't know if this is replaceable. If it is, I'm gonna replace it. Racing flywheel. Not replaceable. Which means it's not a wear item. Engine plate. Just a plate. The oil pan is replaceable. It hasn't broken because it doesn't have a hole in it, but what now? Firewood. Yeah, it doesn't have a hole in it, so it's not like it's bad. But I think that the worse condition it's in, the more your car will leak oil. I don't know that for sure, it's just like my assumption. And last time I found out that these main bearings are not replaceable. They are not wear items. which is kind of weird. Anything I haven't unbolted here? There we go. Make the pistons pop out. I found this is the easiest way to remove the pistons from the block. To just throw it around. There we go. Crankshaft is, yeah, probably good, but I'm gonna replace it. Block is meh. Alright, and it's not too late. Let me just grab my pizza. And there's still more coffee in my coffee pan. Amazing. Well then. Killdew seems to be ready. I'm just gonna fill up my jugs, drive into town. Stop by Fleetery, buy engine parts. Go into town and pay Tamo for the fuel I borrowed. And sell my amazing sugar wine. To the handsome man with the urine-stained sweatpants. There, empty. What's in this bag? Sausages, 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 sausages. I just need to find out what's in it. Okay, only sausages. All right.
kuten aina, erityisen kiehtovaksi ohjelman tekee se, että itsekin luen ensimmäistä kertaa.
Yeah, plenty of time. Fleetari is open until 4.
Lähettäjä Markus Tuosjärvi. Mun nimi kaipuu syliin. Onko sylissä elämää? Onko elämän jälkeen kuolemaa? Onko sylissä kuolemaa?
And this time I'm not paying Fleetari to mess around with my valve settings. Because he just made it worse. When searching around on the internet to find out what Fleetari's motor tuning actually did, I found out that no, it's not. It doesn't do it perfect, so if you know how to do it, you're better off doing it yourself. And I'm not claiming I know what I'm doing, but my attempt was better than his. And also, while searching around, I found a setup that was a little bit better than what I had. Because what I had was the valves just tight enough that they weren't clackering. Because you have a sweet spot of 7 clicks. That as long as you have them within those 7 clicks, they're not clattering. So as long as you do that, you have a running engine. But that doesn't mean it's perfect. What I had it was that they all the exhaust and intake valves were at the loosest click right before they started clattering. And that's a pretty decent setup. Gives you apparently the maximum amount of low-end torque. You can tighten the intake valves so that they are as tight as they can be without clattering. That gives you the maximum horsepower, but only in the like the very top end of the RPM power band. So even though the maximum horsepower is better, your curve is worse than what I had it at. And I think that was approximately what Fleetari was going for, because the intake valves seem to be tighter. Now, what I have them at now is exhaust valves are still at the loosest click before clattering, and the intake valves are at 3 ticks tighter than the loosest, if that makes sense. I can possibly, if I remember it, I can include some graphics that I found online and just splice them in to this video so you can see it right now. If you're not seeing anything, I forgot to edit it in. No, that's the reality of doing like low effort video content like I'm doing, where I'm usually not editing my videos much. Is that sometimes I wanted to edit something, but I just forgot and uploaded the raw video file. Hello, Fleetari. Fuel pump, water pump. Alternator starter, those are good. Rocker shaft, head gasket, crankshaft, clutch disc, piston, 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 piston. Oil pan, gearbox. Where's my engine block? Does my engine block still have something connected to it?
Säästö, kun et voimaa käytä liikaa. Tarpeeksi. 4 renkaalla, 2 renkaalla. Onko lopulta eroa? Kumpaa niistä käytän? Kumpaan
What could it be that's still attached to my engine block?
ja seuraava runo tulee henkilöltä nimeltä Veikko. Hän ei
The
ole
dipstick?
asuinpaikkaansa.
Nah, that's not a separate part, is it?
Nimi. Pieni käsi. Pienen käden kosketus. Suuren käden toive. Istutko syliini? Istutko sinäkin syliini?
Anyway, I guess I'm coming back here tomorrow
Meistä
then
enemmän tahtoo. Voitteko
to buy an
minulle
engine block.
armon antaa? Rakkauden armon. Voitteko sen
Because I know the engine block is a replaceable item.
teitä mielelläni? Otan teiltä, mitä te minulle annatte. Minä en anna. Minä en ota. Minä vain elän. Onko se väärin?
It's apparently the most expensive part at 5,000 something.
Tulee nimettömän lähelle.
But I mean, I can afford that. Especially now that I'm getting 3,400 from the drunk guy. And later on 3,200 from the firewood guy. And then, if I have time this week between all the engine building... Whoa, 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 I'm not wearing a seatbelt. Oh my god. That could have gone... Could have ended badly. And yeah, if I have time between all the engine building and stuff, I'm also gonna do some poop jobs. It's a good thing I met him here, because I was just about to forget to pick up my bumper that inexplainably fell off during the rally. So yeah, this week mostly just engine building and making some money on the side. I've got fish for grandma, but that's very time consuming, as you know. And yeah, let's do drunk guy first. Alright. Hey man. Get all my bottles out here. Okay, how do you like this?
Minkälaiset kirjoituspaikat tehnyt? Aivan helvetin hyvä kiljoa, hei. Jumalauta. Aivan täydellistä kiljoa.
170. Let's get all these stashed up on the table. Nice, thank you. There's nothing I haven't been paid for. Right. Now Tamo is possibly quite annoyed that I didn't pay for his fuel. Yellow car guy. My nemesis.
Hei, onks tää nyt se Peräjärven kova jätkä olevina? Onks tää osaksi tää mitään tehdä? Sitten tää tulee tää promosan kanssa tänne riehumaan. Ei vittu, menen vittu jo. Vitu mulla.
No päivä, mikä sinut tänne kirjoittaa? No niin, no nyt ajettiin löytää sinun
70 for the fuel, right.
Kun sä oot nyt tehokas tota hommaa.
He restocks its sugar on
Hyvästä työstä aivan korkeaa.
Thursdays.
Kyllä tää hirvittää vähän tää bensan hinta niinku. Mitenkä se voi
Yeah, he wasn't annoyed.
koko ajan?
I think I have timing belts. Need more of this, more of that.
3 markkaa ylitä se bensan hinta, niin silloin moni lopetti aamulla ajamisen, kun ei oo varaa. Nytkin se on 5 markkoakin saattaa olla bensa, niin kyllä se on. Kiitos ja hyvää päivää.
he doing? Anyway, that's it for this episode. I think. Is there another car back here? Oh. Well. Whatever. Yeah, that's it for this episode. We're gonna build more engine stuff later. Bye and take care.